Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Don Rakow and Heather Kulken for talking about the Nature RX Guide for college students. Thank you.
Hi there, I'm Heather Kulken. I'm the founder and director of Families in Nature. I'm based in Austin, Texas, and I'm also the U.S. co-chair of Nature for All, which is a global movement to connect people to nature and name access to nature as a human right. And so I would like to introduce you to Families in Nature for a second. We work to inspire all families to fall in love with nature, all people to fall in love with nature, and to foster the next generation of conservationists. And we also work very hard to create equitable access to nature for all. So, and then my co-speaker in this section is Dr. Don Rakow, and he'll introduce himself further, but he is heading up the Nature RX program at Cornell. The goal of our presentation and also this guide that we've created is to help you see that nature is for everyone and everyone needs nature. It can be really challenging to get outside to play and spend time when you have busy schedules, or if you didn't grow up spending time in nature with your family or have a family that spent a lot of time outside. If you don't feel like you belong outside or in state and national parks, if you don't have a car at school to get to places where nature seems to be far away, or even if you've changed ecosystems, and it can be challenging to learn how to play in the snow, how to dress in the north, or how to be safe and still spend time outside in the heat of August in the southern states. And so Dr. Rakow and I wanted to create a really simple and approachable resource to help you see nature as something that is all around you, no matter where you are. It can even be in your dorm room and definitely on your college campus. And so with the huge amount of help from my program coordinator, Jordan Jolly, who is also on this call, she's monitoring the chat for you guys, we have created this Nature RX guide for college students. We want college students, we want to help you guys get more nature into your lives for better health, mental and physical health, for school success, and for happiness, to enjoy your life and enjoy your time at school. We've all had so much stress for the last couple of years with COVID. A lot of people have started college during COVID and online and in their parents' houses, like my own children did. And so it's difficult right now. And so the more time we can help you spend in nature, the healthier you'll be and the better your grades. We even put in some things about making friends outside. So we hope that this is a great resource for you guys to feel that you can get outside more often and have fun. So
And I'm going to take over from Heather there and walk you all through this guide. But before I do that, I want to preface my remarks by saying a couple of things. First, yes, many thanks to my colleague, Heather, and also to Jordan Jolly, who took the initial text that I developed and turned it into such a lively guide. Jordan has the benefit of being a relatively recent college graduate herself, so understands how to make this graphically appealing to today's 18 and 19-year-olds. We are going to put in the chat how to access this guide for free. But I will also mention that it can be used today, but it is also not cast in stone. So if you have suggestions for how it can be improved, Heather and Jordan and I are very open to that. Okay, next slide. So we start with a table of contents, but more importantly, we start by trying to convince first-year students why spending time in nature would be important to them, psychologically, physiologically, behaviorally, and socially. And hopefully by reading through this list of benefits of time in nature, young people will see that such activities, first of all, don't have to take a lot of their daily time, and secondly, can be of great, great benefit to them. Next. So we wanted to give freshmen a sense of how they can spend time outside while still attending to their studies and to their various other activities. You can make sure that you take a nature path when walking to class. You can eat your lunch or snacks outside. You can do your reading, coursework, or studying outside. And for so many of our campuses today, there are green spaces where they can study and read. And most of those spaces, especially when they are nearby buildings, have built-in Wi-Fi. Next. We talk about the fact that spending time in nature can save you money because you can skip the gym. You can also select courses that involve the outdoors. That's not only really obvious courses like biology, ecology, geology, environmental science, but often engineering courses, cultural studies, or even writing courses will have outdoor components. And you can also participate in sponsored events that your college or university are putting on. We do recognize that for many students, especially those coming from very urbanized areas, that spending time in nature could be a fairly new and perhaps even intimidating activity. So we suggest that individuals explore the clubs that their school has to offer. Outing clubs, hiking clubs, climbing, camping, environmental science, sustainability clubs, etc. And these clubs can both be a great way of engaging with nature and also forming a social group. Next. Also, we recognize that not all college students are in the same financial conditions, and that buying new outdoor gear can be quite expensive. So we have recommendations for obtaining secondhand gear, which often is in perfectly acceptable condition, or renting gear. And we also talk quite a bit about going with the seasons. If you are from Arizona and suddenly you're in the state of Maine, that can be quite a shock. And likewise, if you're from New York and now you're going to school in Utah, that can be equally disorienting. Next. So we talk about the right sort of activities for each season. In spring, get involved with planting, visit farmers markets, go on a spring hike, look for the swelling of buds and the first spring wildflowers. And in summer, find ways of going out onto the water and enjoying the joys of summer. Then in fall, next slide, you can enjoy the wonders and beauty of the changing season, pick produce, carve pumpkins, and in winter, there is so much to do for those of us who have a cold winter: sledding, snowball fights, and eating or drinking hot chocolate. Next slide. So we also talk about the groups that you can join or apps that you can utilize. Next. and getting involved with forest bathing, finding a special sit spot where you turn off your phone. Next. My time is up, so we also talk about dressing for the weather. And we encourage everyone to download this guide from the link that Heather has provided. And if you do have input about how the guide can be made even better, we invite you to contact one of us with that. Thank you.